In the 48 hours leading up to the second presidential debate, some 11-year-old remarks by Donald Trump dominated the news cycle. The things he said sent Republicans scattering like cockroaches in a dirty kitchen, and the liberal media started their field day with a blue pill gotcha moment, then followed it up with a sudden spontaneous flood of Trump's alleged sexual misconduct victims, speaking out because, it's just the right thing to do. A red pill look at this carnival of shame is coming up next on An Ear for Men. Hi everyone, Paul here, and welcome back to An Ear for Men. In a presidential election cycle that has done more to showcase the stupidity of the average American than any other in my lifetime, the latest brouhaha was over some remarks that Donald Trump made to a celebrity talking head guy 11 years ago, along with some unproven allegations that seemed to materialize out of thin air at a politically advantageous time for Hillary Clinton. For the sake of clarity and to save me some script writing, let's just take a look at the short viral video that started all this and then take a look at what it means.
And she used to be great. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored!
Whoa!
Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your legs.
Sets this up.
That is very
You give me the
funny.
thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give the thumbs up.
All right, you and I will walk there.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Come on, shorty.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
Oof. Get out of the way, honey. That's good legs. Go ahead.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
There's a little down below. Pull the handle.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you.
Pleasure
Terrific.
to meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing,
Very
Ariane?
good.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would
bus.
you like a little
Okay,
hug, darling?
absolutely.
How about a
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy? I
okay.
just got off the bus.
Oh, bushy, bushy.
There we go. Excellent. Well,
Come
you've
on.
got a nice co-star here.
Good.
Yes, absolutely.
After you. Come on, Billy. Don't be shy.
As soon as a beautiful woman shows up, he takes
Get over
off
here,
on this.
Billy.
Always happens.
I'm sorry, come here.
All right, let the little guy in here. Come
Yeah,
on.
let the little guy in. How you feel now? Better? I should actually.
It's
be
hard to
in the
walk next to a guy
middle.
like
Here, wait,
this.
hold on.
Yeah, you get in the middle. There we go.
Good. That's
This is
better.
much better. This is.
That's better.
Now, if you had to choose, honestly, between one of us, me or the Donald, who
I
would it
don't
be?
know. That's
That's
tough
some pressure right
competition.
there.
Yeah.
Seriously, you had to take one of us as a date.
I have to take the fifth on that one.
Really?
Yep, I'll take both.
Which way?
Make it right. Here we go. Goodbye. Right of the days.
Here he goes. I'm gonna leave you here.
Okay.
Get my microphone.
Okay. You gonna? Oh, you're finished?
You're my man. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna go do our show.
Oh, you want to reset? Okay.
Okay, now, to make myself clear about this, I am not defending Donald Trump for what he said. as I watched Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, and virtually every other Republican that doesn't like Donald Trump puff up with hot air and belch out fake indignation, I figured there was enough sanctimony to spread around to last through another 5 or 6 presidential administrations. There was a lifetime worth of gloating, too, from the liberals. To them, they had their beyond reproach evidence that Donald Trump is a misogynistic, woman-denigrating pig straight from the bottom of Hillary's infamous basket of deplorables. It has all the makings of an Anthony Weiner moment, set to careen the Trump campaign off into the nearest ditch. Now, like I said, I'm not going to defend what Donald Trump said that day. After all, why should I invest a single bit of energy defending someone just for telling the truth? After all, that is all he did. As you heard from the tape, what Trump said was that these women allowed him to do what he did. And the fact is that rich, famous guys can run around grabbing women by the privates whenever they want, because that is what a lot of women allow and indeed want from rich and powerful men. The fact that it is an unpleasant truth doesn't make it any less the truth. So maybe, if we want to be anything less than hypocritical about what we pretend to care about, just maybe we should be talking about all the women whose privates are up for grabs by the rich and famous. Maybe a pause to acknowledge that reality will make some people, not many but some, actually think before they rush to conclusions and start picking up torches and pitchforks. Or are holier-than-thou conservatives and so readily offended liberals so out of touch with reality about that population of women that they need to demonize a man for speaking the truth about them? For Pete's sake, we have an entire lexicon for women whose privates are up for grabs. What do you think we really mean when we're talking about gold diggers? How about women who want to know how much money a man is worth before she'll give him the time of day? Better yet, let's look at groupies. Not just groupies for rock stars, but for athletes and other celebrities. Legions of them skulk around hotels and at back doors, literally hitting their knees for security people and roadies so they can get in and hit their knees for the more famous. Is saying that insulting to all women, or does it just describe one particularly uncomfortable reality that society wants to shame us out of acknowledging? I wonder how many privates Jay-Z could grab before he got anything other than a smile for a response. I wonder how many women have been upset because he did not sexually objectify them. Remember where you are, guys. We're keeping it real around here. Mark Wahlberg is quoted as saying, "When I was a rapper, the groupies didn't have to try too hard with me, just show up at the hotel. My money says they showed up a lot." And it is not just rappers and rock stars. Eric Bristow, a professional freaking dart player that looks like Alfred E. Newman, said, and I quote, "Any sport where you earn a lot of money, you're going to get groupies." And he's right. Any sport, any profession, a famous family name, or pretty much the projection of a lot of power, even the destructive criminal kind, and you will have no shortage of women who will be happy to let you grab them anywhere you want and to do a lot more than that. Like it or not, that is the world that billionaires like Donald Trump live in. That is not a license to impose his will on those who don't want it, but it sure as hell makes me skeptical when a gaggle of women find their courage, along with a high-profile attorney, and do what they should have done about it when it allegedly happened. You see, the issue here isn't that Donald Trump said something misogynistic or demeaning to women, and so far we have no proof that he ever sexually assaulted anyone. His great offense was that he ran for president after having told the truth about a whole lot of women in Western culture. And that, gentlemen, our phony baloney talking heads from Fox News to YouTube just cannot have. We live in a culture that simply has to delude itself about women to the point of seeing them as a sugar and spice monolith, both powerful and sexually vulnerable. Never actors, always acted upon. It is from that convoluted platform that we launch our attacks to destroy men, and not just those who are in the way of Hillary Clinton. From Matt Taylor to Sir Tim Hunt, we've seen it repeatedly in the headlines, almost always followed by groveling apologies for breathing while male. In a culture that permits and even encourages women to view life through the eyes of a hooker, we push men to view women through the eyes of idiots, or at least to pretend like we do. They are all naive virgin Madonnas that would never let a rich, powerful man treat them as objects, and if they did, it would certainly not turn them on. In our public personas, we are forced to act as though we don't know that powerful men can have pretty much anything they want from countless women at the drop of a hat. Because if we act otherwise, which is to say if we get as real as the Donald was in that trailer talking to another guy who was being just as real, then the whole world will come tumbling down on you, whether you're running for president or driving a cab for a living. Can all women be bought in this way? Well, no, of course not. But it is just more proof of the problem to have to keep pointing that out. The constant need to drone on about how all women aren't like that is an artifact of the shame. Fact is, enough women are like that it didn't darken a thing Donald Trump had to say in the least. He may be crude, but he wasn't lying. This is only one of countless ways men are controlled, by casting them as pigs for the slightest hint of honesty. Even the Donald was aware enough of this that he had to come out and offer an apology a la Shirtgate for doing nothing more than telling the truth about a lot of the women who have wiggled and jiggled their way into Trump's circle. This culture, despite the desperate measures we take to pretend otherwise, produces plenty of women whose sexual access is for sale, just as much as we produce men who are ready to buy. And yes, all delusion aside, there are women who want the guys they are attracted to grab them and kiss them without asking. Don't think that's true? Go read through a few best-selling romance novels, the kind women buy up by the millions. Try to find any of them that does not eroticize sexual aggression in powerful men. Or in the event you don't read, just try observing the natural world around you without looking through the lens of cowards and ideologues who virtue signal and rent fainting couches by the hour as long as there's a camera on them. So, this has me thinking about a really crazy idea. If we really want to have nobility fits about Donald Trump's crassness and great offense to women, then let's start socializing women to be different than the way so many of them actually are. Oh, wait, that ain't going to happen. Feminists proved a long time ago that attempts at social reengineering pretty much guarantee disaster. Human beings are what they are, despite our attempts to mold them into something else more politically correct. If they change, it is because they want to. And in the world of sexual transaction, there just isn't very many people of either sex who want that kind of change. So, how about a better idea? How about we start pointing this out to every born-again idiot whenever someone utters an uncomfortable truth? Or when we hear someone report to the media, not the police, that X number of years ago, this rich and famous guy who is now completely vulnerable to public opinion did something sexually criminal? How about the next time some guy gets raked over the coals of hostile public opinion for being honest, we just tell the ones doing the raking to get a life and get over it? How about we take the shame they so easily inflict on the lives of the average man and turn it right back on them? After all, in this humble writer's opinion, they are the only ones with anything to be ashamed of. And that is it for another Talk from an Ear for Men. As always, I hope you've enjoyed, even if you haven't, and see you next time.